Hello, everyone. Welcome to what should be the inaugural episode of whatever I'm going to title the show. If I'm being 100% honest, at time of recording, I don't have a title. I'm just kind of doing this for now. So the format today, we're looking at Sonic. The format of what I'm trying to do here is we'll do a full Let's Play of the game. This particular one should only be 2 episodes, not an incredibly long game. And then at the end, I'll post a review, my thoughts of it, and we'll kind of go from there. So I should also have a channel trailer or something up explaining what exactly is going on, but I won't get too in depth into that. So for right now, taking a look at the first Sonic. We're in September right now. The Sega Genesis Mini console should be coming out pretty soon. I actually have mine pre-ordered. And so in honor of that and to take advantage of that, we're going to take a look at Sonic here. So this is one of those games that I've had for a very long time and have always played but never really finished. So this is me finishing the game. Obviously right here we're taking a look at the first opening, Green Hill Zone. Now, coming from my background is more Nintendo, so I was never really a Sega kid. Although at this time, I mean, I was born in 1990, so I wasn't too big a part of the 16-bit stuff. I'm discovering that now as an adult, so it's been pretty fun. But growing up, I was more of a Nintendo kid. So we got our first bonus stage here. These are pretty frustrating for me. I'll tell you why. It's not. So this stuff can be really annoying with you get the reverse direction thing and the ups and downs and stuff. So I'm trying to get all the coins. I always try to get the continues, which are 50 coins, and try to move on. It's that little thing. It's that right there. That stupid little pinball or whatever it is thing. That thing has killed me so many times. Growing up, not growing up, but the majority of the time I've played this game, these never really bothered me. Someone mentioned to me, or I must have heard it on a video or something, that these levels could give them a headache because it's you get the rotating with the scrolling in the background. And ever since then, I don't know if it's because I've gotten a little bit older, although I'm still in my 20s, so I shouldn't be complaining, but I am noticing it start to give me a headache a little bit. You just heard that we got the continues. We got a Chaos Emerald, so starting off pretty strong. So if I remember right, there are 5 or 6 Chaos Emeralds. I don't remember exactly how many there are. And I think for the first 5 different zones, if you get at least 50 coins, if you finish the level with 50 coins, you get a shot to go into the bonus stage. And if you get all Chaos Emeralds, like I said, I think there's 5 or 6, you get the quote-unquote good ending. I don't know exactly what that is. I've done it before. I honestly don't know, to be honest, what the good ending really looks like. So we'll, when we finish this, we'll see what it looks like. I'm not sure if we'll get all the Chaos Emeralds. We'll see. But yeah, so the Sonic has each zone has 3 levels. The third level always ends with a boss battle. So to do the Chaos Emeralds, you get 8 to 10 chances to do it if you have the first 2 levels of 4 or 5 zones. So fun little thing there. I think that's a merging of another path. So that's a big thing with Sonic that I think threw me off the first times I played it, was that it's really built around, each level is built around like 3 different or a couple different paths you can take. So you can take different paths on different playthroughs, whether it's, you go high, you go low, or whatever. And that was the first thing that really threw me off about Sonic, which is, I'm a huge Mario fan. I still am, obviously. And, with Mario, it's really about finding secrets, finding coins, and really searching through the levels. And in Mario, on one run, you can search the entire level. It's not built so that you will, there's not really multiple paths. And so I think that threw me off in this, because I was constantly like, oh, I could go, this way because I see rings up there, or I could go that way, and the game really wants to pull you along. You might have noticed, I think in the first zone, there's an area where you go through one of those little loop-de-loop things, and I always want to get the rings going up to it but not go through it, and so many times I've been pulled into it. So I missed the ring there, which is pretty annoying. Once you get to the end of the level, like, normally I know where that jump is, but sometimes if you don't do it in time, it just automatically walks you off screen, and that can be really frustrating. So not off to a great start in terms of Chaos Emeralds, but we got one, so we'll just keep going here. Fun little, like, Starman mode here. I always feel like on the bridges and stuff like that I should be able to get all those coins in one. It feels weird that I'd have to jump and get like 2 at a time, but I think that's just because maybe I'm not that great at this game. I guess that leads to another sort of big thing about Sonic, is that, the big thing with him is his speed. That's the whole sort of gimmick of the character. But in my experience with this, at least this first game, it really feels like it almost gets in the way. And I know people will say, well, the more you play the levels, you're supposed to get good at it. And, the more you play the levels, the faster you get, and that's kind of where it comes into play. But, I don't know, I've certainly played through Green Hill Zone a number of times. And I don't feel like I've ever gotten that much faster. I feel like I kind of just do things in the same way, but missing that stupid platform. Sometimes I like to play this game at night after I've had a few beers, and stuff like that can really drive me crazy. Not that I'm an angry drunk, what are you talking about? So I think we're coming up to the first boss here. This boss battle, it's not hard, but it does give me a little bit of anxiety, because that ball keeps coming up on you. I almost feel that Sonic is very ska because of if you see on the ball there, you got the checkerboard. I think Sonic is very, very ska, very Real Big Fishy. Surprised he's not wearing some checkerboard Vans. Anyways, we freed all the rabbits there, finished the first act. And this is where, Marble Zone, so this is where, first of all, I love the music here. It's fun to make Sonic dance to that throughout the level. And this level always reminds me of like Golden Axe. I don't know why, it just looks like one of those, or like Altered Beast or something. Something about it. I mean, it might just be that it's got like the Greco whatever architecture there. But what I was going to say about this, so this is one of the levels where I really think, like, it's weird that this is in a Sonic game, because you spend a lot of time, like, this isn't a level you can run at all. This is like a very standard platform level, but you spend a lot of time, on like platforms over lava, and you're just waiting for it to go. So this is a very weird zone, I think, for Sonic. Kind of goes against the whole point of the game. But it's still fun. That's the weird thing about it. I will post a review when I'm done with all this, but, it's interesting to me that even though sometimes I don't know that the speed thing works all that great, it took me a while to learn that you could jump on those spikes, and that makes that part a little bit easier, but it still functions as a really fun just platformer, even if you're not trying to run. Like, this is pretty fun. This is pretty good stuff here. This level's also right here. You'll see it. This is so full of just nasty traps. Like, if you're just playing this level for the first time, you're not going to think to look up there, and you're going to get nailed. So this is one of those levels that's like that. Marble Zone is probably the worst with a lot of the traps and stuff. A lot of the springboard things that knock you back into enemies, and Even those I don't know what they're called, the pink like slithery sort of enemies. When you kill them, they break off into chunks, and those chunks can hit you as they're going off screen and, you know, take your rings away, which I learned the hard way. Like even those bats coming down there, like that's pretty jerk move. That was a terrible jump. Those guys right there, the spiked thingies. And we got it, alright. So we got another shot here at a Chaos Emerald. I'm also building up some lives and hopefully some continues for... I was going to say Labyrinth Zone, but actually some of the stuff that comes after Labyrinth Zone is even worse. Scrap Brain is pretty bad. It's the final zone in the game, so it should be bad, I suppose, but... That made me look like I was actually good at these. Oh, this is the worst. I really hate those things. Yep, just get away from that. Oh, there's more. Oh, ugh. This is my nightmare. See if I can make a hop in there. Oh, nope. Nope. Ah. Get out, get out, get out. Nope. See, that's why I hit him. Right there. So no Chaos Emerald for me. But I think... Oh, I was too short. 2 rings short of the continue, so that was just a bad bonus stage. I apologize if throughout this recording you hear me drinking and swallowing. I'm having a lovely cup of coffee from Cumberland Farms. I'm a lifelong New Englander, and I know a lot of people love Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm not going to get into that debate. Suffice to say, I think Dunkin' Donuts sucks, because Cumberland Farms is gas station coffee for $1, and it's probably as good. So if you're in New England, or if you ever visit New England, and someone says, go to Dunkin', be like, no, I'm going to go to Cumberland Farms and save myself, like, $2. This part right here has a pretty... Here it is. Yep, right there. This is just full of stupid little traps. And right here, we got some platforms over the lava. This is usually where I make them dance, but I'm not right now. I'm on a mission. These stupid dudes, too. You gotta hit them right in the head. Almost got hit there. See that thing, though? That's the trap. You get past them and then you hit that and you're like, oh, this level's lousy with them. Here we are, doing some waiting. Riding the lava there. I should release a Metallica parody album called Ride the Lava. That's not funny. We can ignore that. So there's a little secret right here. Go right in there, get yourself 20 coins, 20 rings and a life. Hard F. But the annoying part, a lot of times when I play this, I almost don't even do that secret, because you have to do this again. You have to like go all the way back and then push the other jello mold looking thing into the lava and... Did they put mayo in a jello mold? Seems like something that would happen, but that's pretty gross. I never liked the jello mold. I never intended this to be any sort of a food review, but I've already given you, in the last few minutes, I've given you my reviews of local New England coffee and what I think of cookout food. Is that a fox? Sometimes when I play Sonic I think has a lot in common with John Wick. I think, you know, they're making the Sonic movie. If they want to make that movie better, they should have John Wick in it, because the whole point of Sonic is he's saving animals. I guess he is an animal, but imagine Sonic paired up with John Wick. I would actually watch that movie. Sonic and John Wick. I would watch that movie. Sonic's bouncing on dudes. John Wick's just shooting them. See? Right there. I hate... But you see how they're still bouncing like that? Yep. I hate those things. And it's still going. It gets me... Oh. I will say this. There is a real rhythm to Sonic games. Almost in the sense that, like... Almost feels like an arcade game. Where... Like, if you're doing well, you kind of get in the zone, and then once you make one mistake, it just kind of throws you off completely, mentally. Unless it's just me and I'm weak-minded, which is totally possible. This is Sonic waiting for the bus here, trying to get around this guy. One of the big control issues with Sonic, I think, is ledges. He really doesn't want to go off ledges. So I like this. You get the little Starman thing, and then you can run across the... Sega fans must be really upset that I'm using Starman from Mario. But you can run across the lava there. Try to kill both these guys. I don't know if I'll get them. Got that little 10,000 thing. Alright, so we are on to the boss stage of Marble Zone. Is it called Marble Zone because all the buildings are made out of marble? That's just occurring to me right now. I was always like, Marble Zone? There's no marbles in this. That's just occurring to me. You know, I don't know if wherever you're listening to this, if y'all got Stop and Shops. The old Stop and Shop logo was a stoplight, and you know, for years as a kid, I never picked up on that. And then it wasn't until like 3 years ago that I was like, oh man! Like after they changed the logo, I was like, oh, that was a stoplight. That was cool. I'm really great for focus groups. If anyone out there who wants to do a focus group, I will completely misinterpret whatever it is you're trying to do. Also, it was like 3 or 4 years ago when I found out the IHOP was the International House of Pancakes. I don't know where I've been on that one. More waiting here. I'm not even on the edge there. Look at see how he's doing that little move. Actually, the thing I hate most about this is if you stand there for a little bit, I think he's gonna do it. He'll start giving you the eye. Sonic gives you the stink eye, the 90s tood stink eye. I always hated that. I'm like, I can't do anything. You're gonna have to wait. Reminds me of my days working in retail. You're just gonna have to wait. There's nothing I can do. I had a staircase like that in a house once. Spikes just came out and poked you in the back of the ankles. It's actually kind of what it's like to own a cat. Alright, we're getting a little sloppy here, but... Oh, we got another shield thingy. This levels make me want to play Castlevania. All the fallen structures and columns and the windows with the gates in the background. the bars, I guess. I always like too, if you look at the blocks, how they just, some of them just don't match. It's always weird why. I mean, I always thought that that kind of thing would show you where secrets were, but it kind of doesn't. Like, just look, you know, see by the stairs and stuff, how it's all, like, why wouldn't they just do regular blocks? Just copy paste the standard block there. Why do they have, there's no reason to have that, like, you see that 3 there by Sonic's feet, where there's like 2 or 3 little, like, regular square ones, not the rectangle ones. Although technically speaking, a square is a rectangle. It's just so weird. I'm not a level designer though, so. Actually, now that I think about it, I think this part of the level was designed to make Sonic dance, and I'm just not doing it right now. If you just tap forward and back, he does a little bit of a dance to this music. Times out perfectly. Maybe that was what they were thinking. Alright, now there's a little secret under here. Sometimes I don't like to get it because of that. Absolutely wait for it to come all the way up. I guess an extra life is nice. What are those, just like big heavy things? It's a real great observation. Alright, avoid the annoying fireballs. I think we got a boss here. So this boss is pretty much the same idea as the first one. It's just, instead of the big wrecking ball thing, he's got the fire. So he goes from Miley Cyrus to Adele here. I came in like a wrecking ball. I set fire to the rain. And that's the marble zone. Yeah, that's probably the weakest zone in the game. This is some music right here. Get those rings just to be safe here, because we got the silly looking dancing crabs. How weird is that? You're an animal, and they put you in a robot to make you look like a different animal. This is literally my least favorite part of the whole game right here. I'll take an extra level labyrinth zone just to not deal with that. Those stupid pinball things, whatever they are. Going back to the speed and running thing though, like you get that section, what are you gonna do there? We can do this part. Here's this jerk. It took me forever to figure out how to beat him. Alright, now this. You hit the button, get back up. I'm not gonna make it. Nope. Another one. Yeah, those guys, I used to have such a panic attack. I didn't know you could kill them. I think I got frustrated and like just looked online. I was like, oh, you can totally just kill him when the shell opens. So if you're like me and didn't know you could kill him, you can. But like all this, just a lot of waiting, a lot of regular platforming stuff. You're not sprinting through this part. Did a little sup there to the big spike ball. Doing some more there. Oh, a little secret in here. Wonder what those like glowing lines or bars are. See them in like the background there? I think this is like the Tony Hawk section. Yeah, you get to go on the half pipe. That must have been the inspiration for this. Like, not Tony Hawk, but, you know, 90s skateboarding. Attitude. Let's see if I can come down on that spike ball. Hey there, SpongeBob. For those of you listening, that was my impression of Mr. Krabs. I don't do voices, so if you're looking for me to do voices, I'm not going to do it. Alright, I think this is... Oh, gotta get that ring. Ah, we made it. Alright. So, after pretty much not getting in there at all in the marble zone, now we're back to try to get some more Chaos Emeralds. We're still trying to get the second one, so... Oh. I think this one, as far as the bonus levels go, this one should be... Oh, damn. Oh. I think that one's deceptively hard. And the 21 rings there. Because it's so open, you think, oh, I'm completely safe. But, nope. So that was a big, still waiting on our second Chaos Emerald. Like, that's annoying. Why would you design that? Like, you got the spring plunger, whatever it is thing. It just knocks you into that and knocks you back. Like, why have that? Like, oh, I can go fast. Oh, nope, I gotta get hit here. Alright, now I gotta jump in between these spike balls. Jump there to avoid the crabs throwing their stupid fireballs or whatever it is. These things give you a lot of anxiety when it turns. Like, oh no! But thankfully, you're dealing with a professional. I think there's a way to kill those guys, but you have to like roll into them. Obviously, you can't jump on their backs. Fun fact, I was told fisher cats are one of the only animals that can hunt porcupine, because a porcupine, when it feels threatened, will run up in a tree, and then it'll climb up on a branch and hang upside down, so that its back with all the spikes are in whatever's attacking it in their face. But a fisher cat can climb up the tree and actually knock them down, and once they're on their back, it's over. So, another fun fact about animals. Fisher cats are jerks. This is my nightmare. This is actually worse. So this is the part, because now you have to use that thing to jump up the platform. That time it only took me like one try, but on other playthroughs, that's taken me a long time to do that part. A lot of weight in here. Must be the next one. In one of those, there's like a, rather than jumping up on this bouncer thing, spring, I guess is the right word. If you keep going right, I think it must be in the next level, you can find a bunch of coins and stuff. Rings, not coins, rings. You think Sonic went to Jared? You know, he went to Jared, because they sell Jurley, not Jared Fogle. Again, see this? Look at it. You got that spring thing, leads you right to that pinball thing, which are all the technical names for all of these different items, or assets, whatever. So, another shot at the Chaos Emeralds. This has probably been our 6th opportunity, but still have not gotten the second one here, so not a strong showing. I like this one, because you can get a bunch of rings right off the bat without having any, like there's 9 right there, another 4, that's what, 13? Another 4 there, that's 17. I can't figure out what that one is. Growing up, my father, he really wanted to instill in us the ability to do math in our heads. So like when we'd go to GameStop or whatever to buy games, he'd always ask what the tax was. And if we didn't know, it's not like he would just be like, no, it's this. He would like have to make fun of us. So I'm now fairly decent at math in my head because my father would berate me if I didn't know it. But not to make my father sound like a jerk. He's not a jerk at all. But it's just that one thing he used to have fun with us with. That's my nightmare right there. Bouncing into the stupid reverse thing. Actually, the one that really starts to stink that I never used to like pay attention to was those like mint-looking things. Some of them have like the up and down on it. Like you keep getting bounced onto the up one. Like that can really stink because now it's like you don't have like to get the actual Chaos Emerald, you want to sit on those blocks or whatever that are sort of guarding it. And so if it's slower, you can spend a lot more time on them. So it didn't occur to me until more recently. Oh, almost got gone there. It never occurred to me until recently, like how those are very important, just like everything else. Because I used to just kind of ignore them when you're trying to get those coins. Like, oh, just get the rings. Who gets got there? Well, kids, this is starting to shape up like it's not going to be a good Chaos Emerald run. So, this is going to be your standard jabroni run, I guess. But now we're in the boss zone for... Even this little ramp here, like, they probably put that in like, oh, they can just run down it. But every time I take it so cautiously, because I'm like, there's going to be something. There's going to be something. It makes Sonic sound like an abusive spouse or something. A little secret in there. That's one thing I do get annoyed with this game. I'm playing on an Xbox 360 controller because I'm awesome like that. And it's like when you're just trying to hit those jerks. When you're just trying to hit like left or right, sometimes it's hard not to hit down. So I've had it frequently happen where like I'll try to turn, I'll try to do something, and he'll go into his ball, and it just changes the way he moves. It's kind of annoying. I'm pretty excited for that Sega Genesis Mini console. I guess I figured it has to be good because, well, there's the AT games one that apparently is awful. But I was just thinking to myself, like, I have the Super Nintendo one, and I absolutely love it. There's a fun little do a trick there. So here's the part that I'll get back to that other one in a minute. Here's the annoying part. Like, you have to get that, and then you want to jump down so many times. Yep. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to waste it all here trying to get in there. Oh, I did it that time. Okay. But my thought about the Sega Genesis Mini was, like, Sega has been... So here's that little secret I was talking about. Oh, it's just a barrier and some rings. That's cool. But they've been porting their stuff and like, making... re-releases for all these different consoles. Pretty much every console under the sun you can get like Sega games for. So I figured they've got to have some experience with emulating their stuff and know what works and what doesn't by now. So it's got to be good. So this is kind of an annoying one because he's going to have that spike. So you have to kind of hit him from the side. What I try to do is stay on the outside. Although apparently... Oh, there's that. See, I was trying to turn and ended up going into a ball. I'm not doing it right here. What you really should do is stay on the outside and make them come for you. That way you have a pretty solid... You don't end up with like 1 or 2 blocks that you have a... See, like right here, this is going to be tough to try to... Yep. And that's going to lead to our first death. So I played sound effects, that's where they'd be. So, okay, so we get some rings there. Stupid thing. Alright, let's see if I waste it all here. Oh, we did it again. Visual glitch on that thing for some reason. And there's the barrier. Alright. What did that say? Dope? Cope? I do like how I haven't pointed it out thus far, but it's in this level. There's just like random words in the background. It's like there was a Sega programmer. This is like a call for help. Call for help probably 30 years too late or whatever it is. 30 years? I think this came out in 1990, which was the year I was born, in case you were keeping track. Sort of 90, 2000, 2010, 2019, almost 30 years. Yep, so you want to wait there. So now I got all those blocks connected together. Because what you have to basically do, is what I'm doing here, which is stand on one, make him come down, and then just have enough room so you can run to the side. Because trying to jump out of that, you're going to have trouble because of that spike. There's me messing up. I don't know what my thought was there. Those boss battles, like, they're not... I don't know why I was doing a little tiptoe action there. They're not too difficult, but I do enjoy them. So it looks like we saved some piggies there. So, I think now we are on to the most infamous zone in this game, which is Labyrinth Zone. I think that's where we're at. Yep, here we go. So, excellent music. You know, people talk a lot of crap about the zone because it's a water zone, but the music's really good. Those little spike dudes that come out of the ground there, they're not so good. But they'll be the least of our problems pretty soon. So as I kind of mentioned earlier, I never had this game when I was like young. I probably got a Sega Genesis when I was a teenager. But this is the first level where you can actually watch Sonic drown. And my understanding was you didn't have a good childhood unless you had the anxiety of watching your character drown. And actually, it you know, when you do start running out of air, like, it gets pretty crazy. You know, it gives you like a 5-second countdown, and then like the music ramps up. I think one thing I do like about Sonic is, and just a lot of these older games in general, kind of how, like, they just have these different areas, and like, it doesn't have to make sense why they're, you know, why he was in a, you know, Greco-Roman whatever thing, and now he's in like a ancient, like, Egyptian something or other, and then he was in like a, I don't even know how you describe the spring yard zone that I was just in. It's like a precursor to the casino zone that's in Sonic 2. But, like, you know, I think that's one of the problems with some of the more modern games is they have to explain these areas, so it can be hard to diversify. Like, if you ever played like a Gears of War game or something like that, like, they can feel really... Sometimes it can feel really samey because it's like, well, where else would they be? You know? If you played the first Fear game, which is awesome, but that one's known for its constant offices. There's a jerk little... Oh, this area is pretty annoying. Those stupid spikes. But not even that. I think you have to kind of... Yeah, you have to... Oh, no. There's a later one where you have to, like, change... whatever you want to call those. Change trains or whatever. So we're doing alright so far. But these... Honestly, these spears probably give you more trouble than anything else. Because you have to, like, you have to get a little momentum going to, like, jump over them, so we're doing alright so far. I think there's one of these jerks up here. describe all the enemies as jerks. Oh, we rolled into that one. That was a user controller error. Accidentally hit down when I meant to go right. Keeps happening. Oh, we lost him, and we're not going to get any rings, so there goes our shot at trying to keep the Chaos Emerald run alive. Little cork thing there. Those crystal things, if you see up top, they're up top right now. Those are reminding me of, I used to play a lot of Command & Conquer when I was a kid, like Red Alert. And those jerks, that's the jerk I was talking about. Those things are awful. They get so annoying because they're hard to dodge in those like tunnel areas. But Command & Conquer, oh, got taken out by the Altered Beast looking thing. But yeah, Command & Conquer, you know, you have to mine ore, so you have to set up the ore refinery. I don't know, made me think of that. I think in later ones you actually... Or is it StarCraft where you actually have the crystals? Maybe it's StarCraft I'm thinking of. Those jerks. As much as this level can be really annoying because it's a water level, with like the pencils... Those always look like pencils to me. If you see those like columns below the spear thingy, these things right here, they look like pencils. You know, say what you will about the level as a whole, given that it's kind of annoying as a water level, but this is me trying to avoid stuff. Got the 10,000 thing in the corner there. But the music is awesome. The music pretty much throughout this game is really good. Okay, so this is a... Yep. So this one can be kind of... Oh, wait, no. Is it the third one that repeats? One of those... It must be the third level. You end up on that, like... Oh, there he is. You end up on one of those, like, water paths. Just like we were at in the beginning of the level. And it just repeats until you can jump off it, right? That can be really annoying. So we're getting close to 50 rings here, but we'll see how this level goes, not to be a pessimist. Here we go. There's the drama, but we got it. Almost wonder if I should just let him drown just so you could see what it's like. Anybody remember that movie Gamer? With, it's not Eric Bana, who is it? It's, Gerard Butler, I think it is. Where he's like a avatar for people to play like he's their surrogate or whatever in a game, and I always think about that when it comes to... I'm like, oh, I should just let him die to do whatever, and think of the video game character looking at me like, what? I don't want to die? Even though they're not real, Ben. They're not real. So we'll get that little thing. So I think there's a button somewhere I need to push that I'm missing right now. Can't find the button. Button, who's got the button? There it is. Oh. Now Sonic has severe head trauma. I do like, as a design choice, how oh, that's just a jerk move. But I do like how... So actually, not to interrupt my previous thought, but fun fact about this little Starman thing, you think you're invincible, you can still drown. That's the one thing. So even though you have this, even though you can run through every other obstacle and enemy, you can still drown. So I'm stopping here for some air. I don't remember what I was talking about before I talked about that. Oh, so here we go. This part sucks. Yep, because it's so hard to avoid him and keep him on screen while he's throwing those things at you. So, but I do like as a design choice how like Sonic's attack, like he can jump on people like Mario, but he like turns into that ball. So it not only it means you can attack people from different angles or attack your enemies from different angles, but it also is just kind of cool because you're just protected. So if you're going into like an unknown thing, or if you're jumping somewhere you're not sure what's going to happen, it's a nice little, you know, the fact that you can be protected. And it's interesting to think about because I think, oh, here we go. Am I going to drown? Nope. Interesting to think about how in this game they actually protected you when you're jumping, as opposed to usually when you, if you ever play like Castlevania or something like that, like when you're jumping, that's when you're at your most, when you are jumping, you're at your most vulnerable. The background here is giving me some Emperor's New Groove vibes. Is that a pig or a walrus? Look at the one on the right. He looks like he's having a bad time. Looks like a wall socket. Alright, so we are on the final chapter of the infamous Labyrinth Zone. In case you ever want to spell labyrinth, Y is in the middle there. You might think it goes after the R, but it doesn't. Alright, so this is the one I think that repeats. Yep, so you gotta kind of, I guess I got good at it, but I just made it look really easy. But yeah, so you can like jump. Oh, not that easy. Still gonna get caught. But yeah, you have to kind of time your jumps right, and then you can go through this little area. So this level kind of has, oh, how do I do the rings there? Oh, I think, so there's a button to the right that's going to open a pathway. I think, yeah, so if I don't hit that button, I think I can get up there and get those rings. Ah, yeah, because if you hit that button and that like pathway opens up, you can't jump up there. Fun fact. Ben's tips on how to play Sonic the Hedgehog. Run past some pencils here. Hit by the spike. You've been hit by a smooth criminal. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy my singing and other tangents throughout the video, if you want me to just talk about the game, because I seem to go off on a lot of tangents. Missed him right there. So we got the, oh no, we don't have the beeping. I thought the countdown had started and I was going to drown, but nope. It's just the normal, oh, nope. So we gotta get down there. Every kid's worst nightmare. There we go. Probably like, somebody's probably watching this who played Sonic as a kid and is having like the Saving Private Ryan experience where they're just like, this is too real. Not to make light of those that died in World War II or that fought in World War II. Oh, we're gonna drown again. Another one of those jerks I can just avoid. Cool. So we lost. Still no Chaos Emeralds. Sorry for if you hear me burping, I'm sorry. So this part actually is the real jerk, because if you miss this, you just drown. So that's fun. So this is probably one of the hardest parts of the game, right here. Well, we're gonna get to it in a bit. But I think you have to like chase Dr. Wily up through one of these paths as the water level's rising. It can be a real jerk. At least we got that. Here he comes. Got one little hit in there, but I don't think you don't really have to hit him to kill him. You just have to get like Oh, I got poked. We just gotta get through this, which here comes the water. You pretty much have to do this perfect the first time. You can't really fall too much. So, oh, we're looking pretty good. But I'm gonna have to get below that. Just worried if I'm gonna suffocate here. Oh, I missed that. I got lucky there. That was a stupid jump. Oh, so I got right to the end, but there's that stupid, totally just blew out the audio too. Sorry about that. So we're gonna take another shot here. Now, it's a good thing that they put that shield. I keep calling it a barrier for some reason. Looks like a barrier, but it's a shield. It's a good thing they put that thing up here, because otherwise I'd have no rings. Not that it really matters. I mean, it matters a little bit, but... But it's more about just getting through this section quick enough. Oh, that's not good. Alright, kids. We might see Sonic drown here. Oh, we're getting close, we're getting close, we're getting close. Oh, yep, there's Sonic drowning. Sorry for those of you that suffered with that as a kid. And that's a cheap death. And looks like we're gonna drown again. Yep, because there's nowhere you can go, so. Alright everyone, let's just hang out and watch Sonic drown. Yep. I like how he's just looking at me like, got that dude like, come on bro, when he's like gonna die. He's just being real chill about it. Sorry buddy. Alright. So no cheap death from the thing. Oh, we almost got one there. As I keep doing these videos, I'm sure you'll notice that I really am good at learning from my mistakes and not repeating them over and over and over again. I'm really good about that. I'm really good at learning quickly, and I'm really good at not repeating errors. Snuck in a couple hits there, but I don't think that's going to help me very much. I should look up a speed run of this. I wonder how speedrunners like do this part of the game, or if they just do it. You know, I wonder if there's any faster ways. I wonder if this is a popular game to speed run, considering it's, you know, he's got the shoes. All right, let's not die here. So, oh, that was silly. So with that little thing there, you might, it kind of traps you, because if you want to, you might think, oh, I can jump up, but you're not going to be able to. You have to get to that other platform and then jump up, and that's where that fireball really becomes problematic. Maybe that section is like a metaphor or something for, because I think initially the Sega came with Altered Beast. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then later it was like always release, like the packing game with Sonic. So maybe those fireballs coming at me are like, hey, this is Altered Beast. Oh, we died again from the spike. And again, almost made the same mistake again. Because I'm real smart. I went to New England Tech, so you know I'm smart. Actually, I like New England Tech. I like all the scared. It looks like some of those panels look like the otter-looking things from The Last Jedi. Tried to trick that thing into shooting out its fireball, but it didn't do it. Oh, so I guess when the water levels, yeah. So if there's no water, you can actually make that jump just clean, but when there's water, you gotta deal with it. Alright, so I think we're at the end. If I can just make this jump. Yep, we made it. There we go. Just a hit for good measure. Alright, so I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Seems like a good place to stop. So, but we're pretty close. I think there's only 6 or 7 zones, so I think I don't know if the next episode will be a full hour or not, but Starlight Zone. So the Starlight, I think the Scrap Brain, and that's pretty much the end of it. So the next one will be short. The Sonic will dance there. Anyways, thanks for joining me, and I will catch you, Sonic and myself, I suppose. We'll catch you on the next episode. So thank you all for tuning in. Putting the roll in rock and roll.